earliest memories that I have at 3, 4 years old, running around pretending I was spraying with my little toy pedal tractor, running around trying to pretend I was my dad. And they got me this little rain suit that was like the spray suit and had a little mask. I'd go out there and I'd hold the, irrigation hose with a mister on it for the garden. I'd spray the flowers for my mom, pretend I was spraying fruit. So I loved it, and I thought that's what I was going to do. And in 2005, unfortunately, we had 2 families living on my dad's side of the orchard there. It was 55 acres planted, and it just wasn't enough to sustain 2 families, and they made the difficult decision to sell the land. And especially at that age, just processing that and understanding that it was gone forever, potentially, and I didn't know what to do after that. That was what I was going to do. So when that happened, I did not know. Going through high school, I did not know what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to be hands-on in whatever occupation that I was going to be pursuing. I didn't want to be stuck behind a desk. I wanted to work with my hands. I wanted to work with the earth, the soil, and produce something from that hard work. I wanted that. I applied to WSU, and even then I didn't know what exact path I wanted to take. I just knew that if I was going to study ag, that's where I was going. But I started racking my brain and considered multiple options within that. Do I pursue going into orcharding, which is the background, what I know, or do I explore the wine industry, which it's so new, so exciting, especially in our valley. My neighbors, the Klutes, were the very first winery operation in the valley. They established that. They had helped establish the first vineyards in 1998. I remember when those were planted. Everybody thought they were crazy. And I saw it grow to that capacity in 2013, where at that point we had 20 wineries and hundreds of acres of planted grapes. And I was thinking to myself, okay, that's kind of interesting. But what really clicked for me in making the choice to go down the wine path was it allowed me to be creative, which is an important, I was thinking about the important things in my life that I wanted fulfilled in a career. And I was involved in music and welding and a multitude of things in life. And the thing that struck me about the wine industry, but the creativity side, was you take knowledge you possess, materials available to you, and you combine those things to make something that's bigger and more complex and beautiful than what I was separate. You get to express that creativity and bringing those two things together, not just within yourself, but working with others. For me personally, I love seeing these growers going out of the box of the typical Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, Chardonnay, Riesling plantings, and they're planting these fun, exciting varietals that nobody's probably ever heard of nor can pronounce. For example, Carmenere, Cinsault, Aglianico, Albarino, some of these varietals that there's a lot of momentum behind them. And I see as more people are becoming exposed to wine as time goes on and have had Chardonnay a million times, Cabernet Sauvignon a million times, to try something new, it tastes totally different. For me, I get excited about making those wines because not many people have done it before. You can do all the research you want, taste those wines from Europe, taste the wines that people have done here in Washington already on those, and figure out how you can take it in the direction you want it to go. You can, find the positives within that fruit or that wine that you enjoy, maybe some of the things that you don't necessarily want in that wine, in tasting and out of that varietal, and took a spin on it. And as soon as you get it and make something happen, but with the growers, having that conversation of, hey, you should, if you've got that, open plot of land up on the hill, it's super steep, plant a 1/4 acre, 3x3 Syrah head trained vines in this granite shale soil, and let's see what happens. It's, that could provide a unique wine that maybe has never been produced in that area before. So having the relationship with them and I guess navigating the change and the excitement behind it and growing together is pretty neat. There's challenges with starting your own vineyard. It's easy enough to have contracts with very well-established vineyards and go them, to have the relationship with them, go pick up the fruit, bring it back to the winery, and it's a done deal. It is a whole nother animal and a whole nother ball game when you take that on yourself. You're taking the whole nother half of the industry and doing that in-house. And for me, with my growing background, obviously that excites me. I love it. I love the challenge of it. But some of the challenges could be, just knowing and understanding what's going to be the best set for success with what you have in mind. What's your aspect of your vineyard site? What is your light exposure? What is your risk to cold pockets? What is your rock and soil profile look like? I mean, as simple as you have a bunch of boulders from glacial till and you need to remove them before you can even get your irrigation in there. How do you do that? It's time and energy, effort, and I mean, for example, with this new vineyard site, there's a ton of rock there, and I've had a time of my life running equipment, just getting it out of there. I love it. But it delayed our planting for 2 years, just because we're running into a lot more rock than we could think, and we've got a lot of prep we have to do, versus just a turnkey, show up with bare ground, till it, plant. I mean, there's a lot more effort than you think on the surface level. Once you actually get down, literally, into the surface or subsurface level, there's a lot of challenges that we have just with this rock. But it's exciting, it's fun, and take on the responsibilities of growing it and doing it what we want to do, and experimenting and being able to have that in-house to be able to say, you know, what does head trained straw taste like versus VSP trained straw? You can do that. It's under your umbrella, it's under your control. And if you've got the time and energy to do it and you've got the space, why not? It opens up a lot of doors for expanding your knowledge and having some fun.